Yeah, I mean, there must be so many conflicting emotions right now. What did you tell your kids after the game?
There's not a lot to say. I mean, it's tough. Honestly, it's tough. I mean, they knew how many timeouts we had. They knew we needed spacing. They knew we just needed to get the ball in. I mean, you know, it's tough. I mean, and it does. It happens. It's those bam plays. You know, they just happen so quick, and you know, you're just trying to keep your kids up, and you know, it's tough because this team's fought so hard. You know, it's tough to go in and you talk about next year when you have Alyssa sitting there, because that's not fair to her. You know, there's so much we can learn this year. I felt like our kids deserve more than what they got. But at the same time, I don't, you know, we reflected a little bit on what we, you know, got to take from this game for next year. But the main thing that we wanted to say is, you know, Alyssa was a tremendous player for us, and we need to respect what she's going through and enjoy the moment of this team being together, because every year your team's different. So we've got to embrace where we are right now. We've had a tough road, and they need to be proud of the way they fought.
With Alyssa and those circumstances, have you been part of the loss this heartbreaking?
No, this was a tough one. This was a very winnable game. But yet again, Texas got themselves in a position to do it. We didn't.
Got a question on the aisle right, or left, rather.
Cindy, talk about the incredible evolution that this club's made over the last couple of years. Last year, y'all were going out and getting thumped sometimes, and there were nights, it seemed like, where you really were almost concerned about effort level. All year, there's been games where you came in with just disappointing losses and just came in so proud of the team and the effort that they were showing, and that was very genuine, obviously. And there's been a change in the program and the way the team has come along. At the same time, L's are still coming. Is that almost as frustrating to lose them this way as it is to lose by 15 or 20?
Well, you know, it's frustrating coming off, you know, a couple years ago where we had the talent and we couldn't get to play hard all the time. And that was frustrating. And then we knew we were going to be young these 2 years, last year and this year. We knew we were going to be young. And it was probably the worst 2 years to be young in the Big 12. It's probably the 2 strongest years ever in the Big 12. And, you know, it's one of those things that you take a chance of in recruiting and all those things. We had 7 seniors, if you remember. And we didn't want to have 7 seniors again, so we tried to space out our recruiting, even up our classes, and you take some hits. So, but I would agree. You know, last year we were so young, trying to teach them to work hard all the time. Obviously, the lesson was learned going into this year, and you know, we fought and battled. You know, we've only probably not been in a couple games, but we still have to find that way to win with this young team. You know, and I felt like we were putting the ball in the hands of the most experienced people. And it didn't work, you know, and it comes to the point where you got to make plays. And unfortunately, we were unable to come up with it.
Talk about the play of your young'uns tonight, because it seemed like particularly Christine was out there and making a lot of things happen. Becca was involved a lot as well.
Well, if you look at 4 in particular, you got Becca and Christine as freshmen playing well and doing good things, and you've got Shaq and Ray as sophomores. I mean, just in those 4 get a lot of minutes. You know, just I like the way we scrapped. Again, we got to figure out how to make those plays, though, and that's the frustrating part. You know, they did a great job of shutting down our offense in the last 10 minutes of the game. And we've got to, you know, get better at working with each other in those times and not panicking.
Let me do one more. It's crazy to think of Ray at times as a sophomore. There's some very mature play on defense and some leadership skills we're seeing from her that seem a little unusual for a sophomore.
Well, agree. I mean, Ray gives us a lot of energy. And I think she was so relieved that I wasn't playing her at point guard this year that she had a lot of energy. So, but yeah, I'm real proud of all of them. They all lead in different ways, and they all work hard. And they were very, even in the huddles when we, they tied the game up. I mean, they were very positive with each other. We haven't always had that. And they're like, we got to figure out how to score here. We got, and they, we had a shot. I mean, we scrapped for the ball. I mean, it's just, again, it comes down to, they talk about it in every sport. You got to have playmakers. We got the ball to our playmaker.